The house sits on a very exposed location in northwest Wales, overlooking the estuary. The weather rolls in from the Irish Sea, and it was important that the architecture was really robust to be able to withstand the weather, the changing weather, and age naturally. And we did this by designing the lower volumes in local slate. It comes from a quarry 30 minutes up the road, so it feels like the house is built off what it stands on. And then we juxtapose that with a corten above. What's really beautiful as well is that the slate is quite rich in iron, so over time has weathered and is oxidized, and it brought out this rusty patina on it, which then complements the weathering steel above, so they harmonize beautifully together. I think when we start any design, we're trying to find something that anchors it, whether that is the client or the site. This was a very spectacular site sitting on the estuary, and that whole area has got a rich history in its slate mining. The house literally sits on the slate rock, and historically they also developed a steel industry to support the slate industry, so it was very interesting to play with how we could use that as a juxtaposition between the slate and the steel to express that in the architecture. It was actually quite a funny process how we started, because the client had spent many years in Asia, and it was always their dream of moving back to Wales to create their home. They had a very good idea of what they wanted. They had spent years trying to design and do something. And when we first then presented to them with everything but what they thought it would be. But it ticked all the boxes exactly what it was that they wanted, but it was a very different architecture to what they thought it would be. It was something that was far more rooted in its context and history, yet strikingly modern and powerful. Even though that has some hard connotations perhaps, the house actually has a warmth to it. It's got a warmth in the materiality. It's very tactile inside. Even though there's polished concrete floors, it's warm and tactile. There are timber surfaces. There is a slate that goes through the house. And then how we light that brings the spaces to life. Above the slate ground floor is a steel-clad volume, cladding weathering corten steel. The volume is quite close to the street, but opens up to the estuary side. A series of fins has a very strong rhythm, provides protection, shade, and also controls view in, while completely allow view out over the estuary. To one side is the principal bedroom, and to the other side are the guest bedrooms. In the center of this is a void with a staircase and a secondary living room. At night, it feels like it changes character, because it has really subtle and beautiful lighting throughout, and being outside looking in is like you're looking into Hopper's Nighthawk painting. It's in a way a composition, and you see the warmth of the colors and the spaces inside, and it feels really warm and inviting, a place you really want to spend time. I think for me this house is not about status, but instead perhaps about presence. It's not about just having more, but it's about something having meaning. And this house, I think, is an expression of that idea. It's confident and it's really rooted in its setting. And that makes it something that elevates it.